It could all end here. Monster has chosen Icarus as his map choice. He will have to face a Terran in a time where Zergs, like his teammate Shine, are really struggling against Terrans.
Yeah, the next player is going to be Monster, as Wolf just said, and he will have to deal with Jagchi again. Jagchi already has 2 kills under his belt, and he could win the entire match now for HoSeo.
With the map choice being Icarus, I feel like this is not going to be a normal game. I feel like he's got something planned. Like some sort of really fast Swarm Host type build. I don't even know if it's going to be Swarm Host, but some sort of new build that we haven't seen before, because otherwise this choice just does not make sense to me.
Jagchi looks strong, and I feel in a normal game, in a longer game or in mid-game scenario, he is the better player in the heart of the Swarm, not Wings of Liberty necessarily, but this is one of those things where I would expect a very aggressive build, or at least a very technical build from Monster.
Yep. Don't forget, everybody, tomorrow we will have Code A at 6:10 p.m. Korean Standard Time. It's going to be day 2 of the round of 32.
Just to list the matches for you, we have tomorrow SOS versus Noblesse, Effort versus Lure. We have Nesti versus Alive, good one. And we have Stefano up against the Protoss player that defeated his teammate Jadom today in Pro League. We have Stefano versus Fly.
And don't forget that there is no morning session tomorrow. The schedule is moved around a little bit.
The funny thing is that Stefano didn't even know who he was playing. He was like, well, I don't know the guy, I can't remember his name, it's so hard. He's a Protoss, right? So he's like, yeah, I've been practicing for Protoss. And I talked to him a little bit about preparation in general, but that's something that we will focus on tomorrow. And I will let you know what exactly he said, why he is approaching a match like this with this attitude that some people will call unprofessional, but he has a very, very good reason. And you will know about that tomorrow if you tune in for Code 8. Today we're focusing on Heart of the Swarm and the GSTL, and here we have the 2 players who could end the day.
They certainly could. Icarus is the map Monster has chosen. To choose a map like this where timing attacks rule the map, I feel like he's got to have one planned. Otherwise, Jagchi may just walk over him like a cakewalk. I mean, that's what last game looked like. It was dominant.
Yeah. The game is about to start, guys. CVT, once again, Jagchi versus Monster, the GSTL Pre-Season. We are heading into our potential last map. It is going to be Icarus. Let's see what these 2 players can do, and if MVP Monster can turn things around in the team match here at the GSTL with Colorful. Top left of the map in red, he's a champion. He's playing for HoSeo, and he is called
HoSeo Jagchi.
Multiple wins under his belt so far, and he looks ready to get a 3rd one.
Yeah, already defeated 1 Zerg player. And at the bottom right of the map, MVP, they unleashed a
MVP Monster.
Yep, if you check under your bed, you won't find him there because he's here in the GSL booth, so don't be afraid.
Exactly. If you have kids and they're a little bit scared, show them the screen, tell them it's fine,
oh, it's
guys.
right there, see?
See, it's right there.
Like, I don't believe you, Mom. Don't worry, the overlay's going to pop up at the top of the screen with his spawning location. Just a second. See, there it is. There he is, top right.
Don't worry about it. It's in Korea right now. It can't be under your bed. Pretty simple.
See, it's very clear, Z4.
Yeah.
Now, Command Center first versus Hatch first here. If I am Jagchi, I'm a little bit scared of the Monster on the other side of the map right now because this is kind of a weird choice.
One of the things, by the way, just before we jump into the build orders, if you guys are a little bit surprised, because I remember when I was watching this of like a broadcast for the first time, if you are wondering what the number behind at the names is, the letter stands for the race, and the number is actually the clock starting position.
Yeah, if you look at a face clock with 12 numbers, that's where you'll find them.
I remember the first time when I looked at this, and I don't even know how old I was, but I could make no sense of it until someone explained it to me. So just in case you're a little bit near to the stream.
Yep.
But coming back to the build orders that we have here. We have the pool now for Monster, and he also goes into gas. And this faster gas is something that you see in Heart of the Swarm all the time. It's just so much more important than it was in Wings of Liberty, especially at the end of Wings of Liberty.
It really is, and we'll see what he has planned to do with it. I cannot stress enough. Oh, by the way, look, I noticed something different. This is actually more important than what I was about to say. Look at the gas icon at the top right. The Zerg gas icon gets the Zerg gas that you see like the drone carrying, and the same is true of the Terran gas icon. That's pretty cool. Just how the drone and or the SUV packages the gas is how the icon is shown. That's really cool.
Small and subtle differences. The mineral patches are the same, unfortunately.
Yeah, but just going back to what I was saying before, the gas for the Zerg player could be used defensively in most cases, but on this map, I wouldn't be so sure that Monster does not have something really special planned. Overlord drops. Actually, Overlord speed, excuse me, first.
Overlord speed. Well, usually, Wolf, you start the job upgrade first because it takes a lot longer, and then later on you start the speed upgrade. I would actually be very surprised if he starts the Overlord drop here because, well, first of all, he isn't on layer.
Yeah.
And second of all, the timing wouldn't make any sense.
I meant to say speed, but I think what he might do is just make that creep highway across the map.
Exactly, the creep but that is something that he can use. The question is what for? He doesn't have a roach one just yet, right?
Nope.
So with the roaches, you could try to hit a little bit faster than usual. You can also just use this for scouting purposes.
Yeah, scouting purposes as well, and he is seeing that Overlord in the main now. You know, it's a lot of gas to spend on something like this just for scouting, but it may become standard, and he does fly into the main right now and gets to see everything. Should be able to save his Overlord quite easily as well.
I like it. I just would have loved it to be used for something else as well.
Yeah, same. I was expecting something a little bit different. Another gas goes down right now as speed is started. The Overlord sees everything. He knows that it's been Command Center first. He sees no add-ons yet, no factories.
I would have loved to see something like really crazy, like completely insane, like Overlord speed, then creeping dropped with spine crawlers or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought we might have seen something like that as well, but turns out it's not the case. Jockey checking very meticulously with his Marines right now at the bottom left of the map, seeing if there's any hidden bases. The Overlord comes in again. You can see that now either Stim or Combat Shields is being researched in the main.
Jockey is really looking for Overlords here, trying to find out the Overlord patterns.
Yeah, and just in case there's a hidden base he wants to know about it.
Yeah. Baning Nest is being started.
This is true.
40 harvesters. Still producing drones here, so it looks like Monster is really going into a bit of a later game. He wants to have those extra Zerglings out regardless, do a little bit of pressure, and to make sure that he can use... He might actually be able to use the Banelings aggressively.
Yeah, he can if he sees the opportunity. Right now the Marines are actually going to deny some creep, the first wave of Marines, and then the second wave, if the Queens get too aggressive trying to chase the first wave of Marines, the second wave is going to put some hurting on them. The Combat Shields upgrade is finished.
We have a lot of Overlords being built, no additional drones. This really looks like he wants to fully commit to a Zergling attack with Banelings. Yes, there they come. The Zerglings are being built, the Overlords are ready, he has all the supply that he needs, he doesn't build...
Can he trap these Marines? It's going to be close. I feel if he walks back out like this, like he just did, he might have been able to catch them, but he doesn't go for it.
Yeah, he doesn't know where they are. He's not playing this as an all-in or anything, he just has the option. He has a very, very good map presence. The problem is if he doesn't use them at all, then he suddenly has this huge commitments to Zerglings and Banelings. But there they come, 20 are being morphed in the middle of the map.
What a weird place to morph them. You normally want to morph them a lot closer than this. And he does have a third base, which is now scouted by the Marine.
The scan is there, he sees...
Double Evo.
He sees nothing that tells him anything. He's not expecting this, not at all. He sees the Zerglings. Now he moves out with a... This is the first time that he actually sees what's going on. Here come the Banelings. What is he going to do? He can't get the SCVs here in time.
This is going to be really rough. The splitting is decent.
The splitting is decent. Very good split. Very nice micro, but there is so much.
This is looking really rough. An immediate rewall, though, which means no more Ling reinforcements, and the positioning on these Marines is really nice. He could actually take out the Baneling. No hits there. The second Baneling not able to finish off the Marines, and now he has enough Marines to defend the Lings.
How on earth did Jakji hold this well?
You know, with his rewalling and with the position he had in his Marines,
He lost 3 Harvesters.
yeah, that's it. He lost a lot of Marines, though, and he lost a lot of map control. This means his third base is not going to be down there for very long, which is something that he's already seen. Monster knows about it. He's going to go and send some links over there immediately.
The economy for Jakchi is so awesome now. He has less Harvesters, yes, but he has triple Mule. Okay, if he uses them like this at the third base, which has been scouted and being attacked, then it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
But this defense, this split, what on earth have we been watching?
This was pretty crazy. I really did not expect it to go so well. But the split did a lot more damage than you know, it looks like on the edge. It killed a lot of actual army units, which gives him now the time to resaturate his bases and get his tech going. Also killed so many add-ons that it limited his production for a little while, which is part of the reason why we see him down in supply right now.
I actually think that this army didn't matter too much. Think about the number of Banelings that have been committed to this attack. That was 20 Banelings. There's so much gas. The resources lost was a lot more for MVP in this engagement.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, for MVP Monster in this engagement.
It was definitely not cost efficient, and now he still has to face that third base, which is, like you said, with the triple mules, going to bolster his economy. It gave him time, and that's all he got out of it. He's now making a macro hatch. His tech continues. He's getting his Spire now for Mutalisk, but Jakchi, if he just is left alone for long enough, will be able to rebuild everything that he lost.
The thing that impressed me most, I keep coming back to this defense, but I have to point this out. He didn't know what was coming. He saw it last second. If you know that and you can prepare, then you're going to be fine. But he had no idea and still was able to hold very well. This is going to be a bit of an issue now. Those Zerglings just show that Monster is not stopping being aggressive.
Yep. Hellbat's coming in here for the defense. They would have been really useful if they could have connected. Unfortunately, though, he does not connect, and the Lings do a ton of damage to the mineral line because he's so focused on this drop. There's another drop in the main base. There's not very many units here to defend, but he could just run over there as soon as he sees it.
There we go. Here come those Hellbats with the defense, but the drops are ready. The drops are in position, and he hits them simultaneously. Monster somehow sees both and is reacting right away. Good position here, though, for the Marines. The Banelings trying to get in.
He wanted to get the Queen, but he's unsuccessful. This drop, as you said, coming down simultaneously at the third base is doing a lot of damage to the drones. Will finally be cleaned up, but there's another army in the middle of the map clearing up creep.
Yeah.
Jakchi's multitasking is pretty insane here.
Jakchi is everywhere again, dropping these scans, making sure that he forces the creep back. Right now we have him with Hellbats, with the Marauders, with the Marines, getting those +2/+2 upgrades. His upgrades are just so much better than the upgrades of Monster.
They are, and his army is getting stronger as well. Right now the army supply is 86 to 59, and those mutas that are coming out right now, he spent a lot of gas on them. They're not army units. They're not going to be useful in a fight. He's not really going to be able to do a whole lot of damage with only 4 or 5 of them, excuse me, on the map either.
Jakchi is taking a lead in supply. This is also true because Monster is saving up some minerals and gas, but still, this is very significant in this game. Here we go. The upgrade lead for Jakchi is quite significant, and he's moving in with those medivacs that he has as support. 7 of them. This is a really strong army.
Hellbat's leading the charge. That's always what you want unless you're a Zerg. The Banelings are going to connect here. That 1 meter runs away so fast. There's way too many Marauders, and now he's attacking this base. Good splitting so far, and the Hellbats are just buffering way too much. The Mutas are going to fall as well.
The Mutas are falling here, and he's trying to save this base, but here comes Jakchi again, takes down more of his opponent's units. The tech is exposed. The Spire could fall here. Zerglings trying to prevent it, running in, but those Hellbats, they do a sick amount of damage, healed by the Medivacs. This is so much DPS for Jakchi.
Oh, it's insane. This is a massacre that we were watching. The units lost.
GG.
Units lost 10,600 for Monster, and Jakchi with less than 5,000. Doubling unit efficiency there. Holding that Baneling attack, put him in a good position. Did not make any mistakes after that. Hit really nice timings.
Jakchi is looking at the camera, and he's like, guess who's back?
Yep, I think that everybody is not going to question him anymore.
I'm really happy to see him back in good shape. I'm really loving this.
Everybody was wondering about him, you know, what's he been up to? He was a one-hit wonder, people were saying, but he's back, and he's back with a vengeance.
He definitely is. Pulling a little bit of a Kerrigan here. We have him back in Heart of the Swarm for sure. Monster trying his best here with the early aggression and then run of 3 bases, but Jakchi is just a little bit too strong. Another level today.
Yeah, you know, I thought Monster was a bit of a weird choice. He got some good scouting information with that fast Overlord speed, but his attack, which was really tricky and sneaky, and Jakchi even saw Evolution Terror Pursues. The last thing he was thinking was he was going to face 20 Banelings.
Yeah.
Just did not work out.
defended very well, takes the victory, the third win in the GSTL for him, and therefore NS HoSeo is advancing now to the semi-final.
They will advance to the semifinal. MVP is out. So a little bit of a surprising result for some people, I would say.
Yeah, this is going to be quite interesting. I mean, we have to still remember we had a lot of their players, of the MVP players, not being able to fully prepare for Heart of the Swarm. A lot of them were not here in the studio today and couldn't play. The tournament, when the GSTL, the normal season starts, then it's of course a lot more important. This is what it's all about. But right now in the pre-season, NS HoSeo leaving us with a really good impression after their first appearance. I really like that. The team seems to be quite confident. There were a lot of smiles today on the bench, a lot of bantering going on. Very different from what we've seen in the GSTL team booth the last time that NS HoSeo was playing.
Yeah, they're looking in good shape. It's a new team.
Yeah.
You know, same good look, different team. We're going to take a quick interview, of course, with the team coaches, starting off with the loser.
자, 오늘 경기에서 많은 것을 좀 보여주고 싶었다 이런 말씀을 사전에 해주셨어요. 네, 자 오늘은 또 어떠한 마음으로 MVP가 준비를 하셨는지요?
저희가 아직 GSL 현재
She's basically just asking how they prepared for the match
경기가 남아서요.
and what exactly they just do to prepare for their game against NS HoSeo. And the coach is like that they still have 6 players that are playing in the individual league for the GSL in Wings of Liberty, of course. This is why the 6 players couldn't really practice as much for Heart of the Swarm as they wanted to. So exactly what we mentioned earlier.
군단의 심장이 새로운 마음만큼 팬분들한테 새로운 것에 대해서 보여주는 게 더 우선이지 않을까 해서 선수한테 부담은 주지 않았습니다.
So what they were trying to do today was show the new units to the fans a little bit in the Heart of the Swarm. That's at least what he told his players to do, or the one idea that was behind it.
Yeah. Had some trouble pulling it off, but overall, it was the idea overall.
It's the thought that counts.
Exactly.
He really doesn't want to take anything away from NS HoSeo, so that's what he just mentioned as well. He said they played really well today, and congratulations to the team.
Yep. 2013년 정규 시즌 들어가게 되면 새로운 시즌은 또 군단의 심장으로 진행이 되는 만큼
NS HoSeo definitely gets the last laugh today.
더욱더 좋은 성적 MVP를 기대하도록 하겠습니다. 수고하셨고요. 자, 이제
So now just switching gears for a second, we're going to talk to the NS HoSeo coach.
자, 박 감독님을 한번 만나보도록 하겠습니다.
Very familiar
축하드립니다.
face.
네, 감사합니다. 안녕하세요. NS팀 박영식 감독입니다.
네.
Introducing himself, of course, as the coach.
사전에 오늘 경기 들어가기 앞서서 경기 준비를 좀 많이 했다 이런 말씀을 하셨거든요. 결과가
Talking about how players got ready.
기쁘시겠어요.
Yeah, they prepared really well.
어떠세요?
네, 저희 팀 아시다시피 이제 개인전에 그 경기가 없기 때문에 진출한 선수가 없기 때문에 이쪽
Since they don't have any individual league players right now, they did really well, and they focused only on Heart of the Swarm.
네, 자 NS HoSeo를 응원하는 우리 팬
And he thinks that really helped them win today. Could not agree more. Yeah.
어찌 보면 2013년 군단의 심장의 시작이기도 합니다만 우리 NS HoSeo의 재출발이기도 할 것 같은데 자 앞으로 뭐 경기에 이렇게 임하겠다 2013년에
It's a bit of a new start for NS HoSeo in
네,
2013.
저희 선수들이 다
So do you have kind of any goals for this year?
다시 새로 시작한다는 기분으로 새로
We added a lot of new players. It's their new start here.
보자 하거든요. 그래서 군단의 심장 이제 정규 시즌이 나오기 전에 이런 이벤트 전 같은 형식으로 저희한테 경험을 쌓을 수 있는 이런 계기가 있어서 참 좋은 것 같아요.
For release of the Heart of the Swarm, he thinks it's a good experience for the players to play in the event match type style of the pre-season.
또 새로운 유닛들과 새로운 운영법을 이렇게 시청자 여러분께 전달할 수 있는 그런 경기로 보답하겠습니다.
He's very happy for the fans to have been able to see the new units and new strategies for Heart of the Swarm as well. So it's not just about his team, but he wants the fans to be able to enjoy the tournament as well.
자 오늘 3킬에 성공을 했습니다.
Just a quick interview with Jakji now.
본인의 그 위력을 또 선보였는데요. 자 축하드립니다.
네,
So he really proved himself today. He's basically saying you proved yourself as the ace today.
조중영 선수 이하의 세 선수를 내리 잡아내면서 오늘 승리 공신이 되었습니다. 어떠세요? 군단의 심장으로 이렇게 플레이를 하니까.
You defeated 3 players, and how did it feel to play against these players in Heart of the Swarm?
주장이었는데 용환 형이 나가시고 저도 모르게 제가 주장이 돼 있더라고요.
그래요.
그래서
Sculp was the team captain, but he left the team, and now I'm the team captain today.
다른 팀원들도 열심히 했습니다.
He's really happy that as a team captain, he was able to get the most wins and really represent himself as the captain for his team today.
통해서 전투화면에 정준이라고 이렇게 리포트 있죠.
네, 그렇습니다. 자, 전투하면은 떠오르는 정재훈 선수. 1시간가량 진행됐던 테란 대 테란전이 있었는데 그 장기전 끝에 뭐 힘들고
He played a Terran versus Terran that lasted almost an hour.
그 부스 안에 뜨거운 그 히터가 있더라고요.
네.
진짜 그거 끄는 걸 몰라서
He said
피부하느라 좀 땀이
he said he
났는데
was actually a little bit hot inside the booth because he didn't know how to turn the heater down in the middle of the game.
네.
답답한 상황에서 그래서 그걸 잘 이용해서 조중혁 선수가 좀 당황하신 것 같아요.
네, 그랬군요. 뜨거운 본인의
He doesn't really use nukes very much, but at that moment, it kind of came to him, and he thinks that is the reason why his opponent got a little bit surprised and was not able to handle the nukes in that situation.
좋은 모습 보여주시기 바라겠고요.
Was just a huge map, but with that split, it was so difficult for Dream to find out where exactly the nukes were going down. That really, really worked well for Jagchi. That gave him the edge.
That was the game-winning decision, I feel, for him.
You could really see how Jagchi toyed around with the battle cruiser idea, and then in the end just decided not to go for it.
좀 이렇게 소개를 해주신다면요.
Can you tell the fans
태균이는 좀 조용한데 되게 열심히
about our new players, Sanai and Mad Bull?
네.
이 형이 좀 기훈이는 좀 분위기 메이커예요 팀에서도.
예.
그래서
They really have opposite personalities. Sanai is a little bit quieter, and Mad Bull is a little bit outgoing.
팀이 더 호감이
He
돼요.
likes to do ceremonies and things like that, which is pretty evident already. He's really funny in the team house, he says as well.
신기훈 선수에게 잠시 마이크를
certainly
한번
see that.
넘겨보도록 하겠습니다. 자, 지금 나란히 김태균 선수와
Oh, we have another short interview with Matt Bull here.
Yeah.
신기훈 선수,
And,
안녕하십니까?
네, 안녕하세요.
Just
네,
saying,
사실 뭐 경기도 경기입니다만 입장 전 그 선세레모니라고 할까요?
Oh, Mad Bull man, the leg guy.
그 장면이
Sexy legs.
너무 인상 깊었습니다.
see if he can get a leg up on his opponent.
그 신상호 선수님이랑 같이 막 배틀식으로 이렇게 붙어가지고
네.
막 경쟁 심리 같은 게 막 생기더라고요. 그래가지고 네, 그 신상호 선수
At the opening, he did a pre-ceremony and he tried a little bit to battle with Killer for the better ceremony,
더좀
which didn't really work out because they didn't show him
더
too much.
유연하게
네, 근데 카메라가 안 오시더라고요.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying now.
다음에는 저희가 다시 한번 확인하고 꼭 그 장면을 포착하도록 하겠습니다. 자, 신기훈 선수와 그리고 또 김태균 선수 직접 만나 뵙지는 못했습니다.
Yeah, he was prepared to do more ceremonies, but the camera unfortunately didn't really show him. But he definitely plans on doing it next time again.
그래서 NS 호서 팀의 선수들을
And basically, Yeonju was like, all right, we'll be sure to find out
I
who's
can't-
really the
yeah.
best in the future.
Can't wait for that. That's going to be really good.
That was pretty exciting already. And he showed a good game even. He didn't win it, but he had a nice defense. He just could not deal with the multitasking that Dream showed us in the Terran vs. Protoss.
Yeah. Well, definitely a very interesting match that we had today, and HoSeo coming out. I really like it. I want to see them in the next batch. I want to see a little bit more from them before we head into our GSTL season. Quick look at the match results to see how that day came to pass.
Yeah, just to refresh you guys' memories, we had Sane come out against Killer using a great Swarm host build, took him out. Then Dream was able to counter things and take 2 wins, but Jagchi he took the rest. He took the cake.
Yeah, Jagchi won it for HoSeo. Therefore, they advance to the next round to the semi-final, and they will face either LGIM or Axiom Acer, a match that we are going to see on Saturday.
Yes, Saturday at 2 p.m. Korean Standard Time, so a little bit earlier than our match today. That is going to be incredible, no pun intended.
Don't forget, we have a little bit more than only GSTL for you these days. We have also Code S and Code A. Code A is going to start tomorrow once again. Tomorrow we start at 6:10 p.m. Korean Standard Time, so make sure that you tune in for those matches. We went through them a little bit earlier. We see players like Nest, like Stefano.
We have GSL 7 days a week.
Exactly.
Today we had GSTL. Tomorrow and the next day we have Code A. Then Thursday and Friday we have Code S. And then Saturday and Sunday and Monday we have GSTL again.
A lot of content for you guys, so make sure to tune in. It's going to be really, really epic. It's going to be a great week.
It certainly will. I mean, we're seeing it all there. I told you guys already, but you can see it with the fancy logo if you didn't catch what I was saying really quickly. But, I mean, it's amazing we have this much content.
Yep.
And tell your friends, if they're considering buying a premium ticket, they've been thinking about it for a while, tell them to watch this VOD because it's free. They can get an idea of what it's like to be able to watch VODs, to watch live with high quality.
Exactly. So this is it for us. Make sure that you add the two of us on Twitter, at FoxyWolf, myself, at Calder. I hope that you enjoyed the show today. We're going to see you tomorrow for Code A. See you then.
yeah.